Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in to Tuesday's morning live stream, or afternoon or evening, wherever you guys are joining in from. I had a very exciting weekend, which we will talk about and touch on everything. But first of all, I want to go on a very brief rant about retail investors, and decentralized science. Okay, obviously we're going to talk about decentralized science here today, but right now the market cap for all of DeSci is down 7.9%, and I have seen, personally speaking, a lot of, lack thereof enthusiasm behind decentralized science. It is kind of ridiculous in this moment because when everything was skyrocketing and we saw the market cap go from 400 million all the way up to about 1.3 billion, where we saw literally like a 3x across anything you held within decentralized science as a minimum. All I saw, my DMs flooded. What coin should I buy? What should I buy? How much can I invest into this thing? Can you get me connected to this? And then as soon as the market cools off a little bit and it would be an appropriate time to begin building out your positions in these different decentralized science projects, radio silence. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Very, very quiet. These are the things that I pay close attention to when it comes to what to do with my positions. It is retail sentiment around different narratives, and I hope that you guys are paying close attention as well. One of the things that we cover here on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is decentralized science and this kind of social metric. It is a very, very important thing to pay attention to. And a lot of fun is happening in the space right now because so many different projects are emerging so rapidly. I mean, look at this. We have 34 projects now on the list on CoinGecko. There are more that have been created who are not on the list, but 34. It was like 24 just this time last week. So, good morning, everyone. The Adventures of Tintin. I will absolutely talk about Data Lake in just a few moments, but I want to say good morning to everyone who's here supporting live on a Tuesday. Sorry for missing it yesterday. I was in the air. I was flying. What's good, Thuna? What's good, Steven? How's it going, Beagle? C90. Happy to see you here. Oh, man, no. Good evening. Welcome in. Dawn is even here. Zach is here. This is a bullish live stream. Dan the Man, DeSci, Zaj. God damn, we got a full house up in here. A full house. Why it smell like Parmesan cheese in here? This is sus, Dawn. I don't know, but you should probably clean your room then, man. Clean the office a little bit if it smells like Parmesan cheese there. Oh, man. We just in a spaces. Patrick said is focused on getting ladies pregnant. Whoa, chill. Chill. We got children in the chat. Good evening. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I do not know how to pronounce your name. But for anyone who was wondering, I was just on the space over with Athena Dow talking about their FAQ, their IPT sale that's ongoing right now. They have a lot of interesting things going on over there. They are the first of any of the bioprotocol DAOs to have actual in vivo data. In vivo meaning in a living organism. So most of the data that we're dealing with these IPTs, such as VitaFast or VitaRNA or some of the other sales that just happened on the Catalyst platform, those are mostly, if not all, in vitro data, which means in like a petri dish, but in vivo means it's living. So they are furthest along when it comes to this IPT sale. And it's ongoing right now. So far, only 2.7 ETH has gone into this, and you have to be, if you're in the United States, unfortunately, you have to be on a VPN. So I'm on a VPN right now, but yeah, they've raised 9,000 out of the total 76,000 that they're trying to raise for this. I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to take a look at it and look at some of the research. It is quite intriguing, in my opinion, because of how little attention and research funding has gone into women's health. And so it's very, very fruitful to pay attention to look at this, because there is some crazy statistics when you take a look at how much funding and research has gone into ovarian health and longevity health for mothers who want to pay attention to their workforce career and not necessarily have a baby as soon as they get out of college. They want to go actually build a career and build a job and then come back to raising a family like 5-10 years later. But at that point, they're already having so many complications, they have to go IVF. And so this kind of therapy that they're developing out is a way to prolong the longevity of ovaries for women. So you can actually have them contribute to the workforce, and then go on and have families with their significant other if they choose to, right? So this is something that the total addressable market, in my opinion, despite Laura on the space today saying it was somewhere around $600 billion, the total addressable market, in my opinion, is significantly higher because the amount of contributions into the workforce that women can have if they have the safe of mind knowing that they can do the pregnancy, the raising of children later in life. We don't know how much. If 50% of the workforce gets an extra 5 to 10 years in the workforce, we don't know the impact that can have. And so this is something that's going to take a bit of time, but it is very, very fruitful. Parmesan cheese and Patrick's live streams. What the hell are you guys talking about? What are you watching from Thuna's basement? Thuna, you got some explanations to have happening here. Watching you from Dubai. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dubai is a great time. I'm hoping I might be able to get back out there in January, but no promises. Dubai is a fun time. The city is just like a giant shopping mall for millionaires, and you never know who you're gonna meet. But this live stream is gonna be a very fun one. It's gonna be a little bit short because I overbooked myself quite a bit today, but I have an AMA with Poseidon Dow at 12:30. So in 20 minutes, I will be going live with the founders of Poseidon Dow to talk about their fundraise that's happening, their pre-sale that's happening very soon. They already had the community sale, the early community sale within their Telegram, and that thing sold out in about 2 minutes. So that one maxed out, 99% of the tokens sold out in about 2 minutes. And so this is going to be a very, very exciting pre-sale. It's been something that I've been waiting patiently for a couple months, to be honest. Poseidon Dow is cooking very aggressively, and they do personalized healthcare and sort of like cancer research and stuff along those lines. They'll talk about it way more in depth once we're in the live stream with them, but I am an advisor for the project, and I'm trying to help them with their community growth and everything to do with the Web3 side of things, because that's where my background is. My background is also in genetics, if anyone who was not aware. We have a lot of new people, and so if anyone's not familiar with kind of my story and how I found myself in this position, very briefly, I used to work, I got a degree in science, nutrition specifically, but my favorite class was nutrigenetics, which is how nutrition impacts your actual DNA, your genetics. And so after that, I started working in a lab out of Boston for genetics. It was a genetics lab out of Boston. And I climbed the ranks pretty quickly to become a project lead for 20 scientists on genetic analysis. And we worked with a ton of different companies and colleges out of Boston. Like we would get samples to do analysis from like Sanofi, from AbbVie, from MIT, Harvard. It was a lot of people sent their samples in to have us sequence them and then help out with some of the analysis of what was going on. It was a really fun time, and then I got fired because I didn't want to take the COVID vaccine. Even though we had helped develop the COVID vaccine, I wanted to kind of wait for the research to come out. I wanted to go through the scientific process with the vaccine, but there was some fishy shit that was going on, and they decided that they would just fire me because I was asking too many questions, in my opinion. But it was fun when they fired me that night, because it was an overnight position. When they fired me at midnight, I was supposed to lose access to everything, and I did not lose access to anything. So they had fired me, but I still had all of my accounts. And so all the C-suite executives were sound asleep in their houses, all the managers that were above me. The company was listed on the NASDAQ. Like, this company is a big Fortune 500 company. And so there I am, seething out of my mind because I couldn't even get a confirmation as to if I was truly getting fired or not over this bullshit. And so me sitting there on my computer, everyone else is hard at work, and I'm crafting up an email as to why this was pure bullshit and explaining how I tried to convince my dad to get the vaccine because he's in an at-risk group and I'm not an at-risk group, and so I'm not going to take it, and I want to wait for the research in nature of the scientific process. And so I'm sitting there, I write up this 2 or 3 page email, and I send it to everyone in the company, the CEO, the president, the board of directors, all upper management, everyone in the company I sent this email out to. And when everyone woke up, I was fired immediately. And they had giant board meetings. My boss was seething at me because he was a very nice person, but he was very mad because he had meetings for months over the damage that this did to the company, because it really hurt sentiment. Very fun times, but honestly, I reached out to PR I reached out to HR rather a dozen times leading up to that to ask for questions and to have my voice heard, and they ignored me. And so I made damn sure on my way out of that company that my voice was heard. So shout out that little backstory, but all that to say that I'm extremely passionate about genetics and what the future holds with genetic analysis. I think we'll be living in a world in which you go to your doctor and they swab your cheek for your annual checkup and they sequence your DNA, your genome, to see what kind of diseases you might be developing. And Poseidon Dow is going to play a role in that future. So I'm very passionate about it, very passionate about it. You guys are curious about Poseidon Dow. I'm also going to answer the adventures of Tintin real quick, and then we'll get into some of the Poseidon Dow information and kind of go through the broader markets. So Data Lake, in my humbled opinion, Data Lake is one of the most undervalued projects in the space. So they're sitting at a $15 million circulating market cap. They're sitting at 1.1 cents. We've been tracking this project since September, August of last year, 2023, when the market cap was $140,000 market cap. It's now 15 million. So it's gone up a ton. The token hasn't followed as much because they had a lot of dilution, but it's still up 500% from there. So that's very bullish. They've gone through a lot of cool things. And one thing that stands out for Data Lake personally, which is why I think it's going to be a $1 billion project, I think it's coming up here to about $1.40 is my estimate, but $1 would be very nice. The reason why I think it's going to 100x is because the connections that the Data Lake co-founders have. So they're both Forbes 30 under 30. They're actually both Forbes 25 under 25. They got funding from the European Union, and one of the co-founders works for the Poland Association of Hospitals or something named that, but that Association of Hospitals has access to like 400 different hospitals out of Poland and Europe, and a lot of access to data. And what Data Lake is trying to do is utilize and monetize that data and give consensus to the patients using zero knowledge proof and blockchain technology. Fun little hit words there. You can actually tokenize the data and allow for the person's sovereignty to remain intact, meaning their personalized information and their identity to remain intact and under their control, yet also monetizing that data. And so there's trillions of dollars to be held here. And Data Lake is one of, if not the only company in the entire world that's doing this at the scale at which they're doing it. I mean, to get funding from the European Union is crazy. Like, to get funding from Brian Armstrong, aka Research Hub, is amazing and really cool for crypto nerds and crypto industry. To get funding from CZ, aka Bio Protocol, is very cool and very big for crypto nerds, but to get funding from the actual European Union to develop out this company is on another scale. And so Data Lake, I'm extremely bullish on. The chat is roaring right now. What's going on, guys? 38 people in here, but only 9 likes. Seems kind of suspicious. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm going to go ahead and go over to the YouTube and hit that like button because I really enjoy this content. I mean, I don't know if you guys enjoy this content, but I know that the person who's doing these live streams would really appreciate a thumbs up on the live stream to kind of showcase that they're doing something for the greater good, you know? Something that people can get behind and appreciate. Next raid will be Patrick's ex company. That would be funny as hell. Oh my God, Beagle, that would be so funny. Let's all short that company. It's a big ass company, so you know what? Like, nobody from that company is watching right now, so let's go ahead and Aenta, listed on the NASDAQ. Let's see how the company's doing. I own a good chunk of shares in this company, so I kind of hope they're doing well. It's a strong company. It's just, oh, well, would you look at that? When did they fire me? I believe they fired me in March of 2021. Well, look at that. That investor effect strikes again. You fire your star employee and the company's stock is down 50% from there. La 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 la. That was a good insult, Patrick. I'm really glad that your brain is firing on a scale like that. La 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 la. Na 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 na. The company is down 50% from when they fired me. It is a killer of a stock, though. I will be honest. This company fires on some pretty big cylinders. It's just that clearly they don't value their employees to the same extent that I think they should. Sorry, boss was driving. All good, C90. It's okay. You will stay in the basement forever. Jesus, what are you talking about? You calling Dawn a fatty? Content creators who like their own stream are weird. Dan, mods! Get Dan out of here! Mods! Oh man. All right, let's reel it in a little bit. There's some of my background because I know a lot of you guys have not understood where I'm coming from with stuff, and I know you guys don't know my history when it comes to the science of everything. I'm very passionate, obviously, about making money. My screen name is, my online identity is That Investor, and so obviously I'm here to make money. The thing that I use to make money is identifying gaps in the market in which there is a problem and a viable solution that people haven't acknowledged yet. And this is something I've used for the last 7 or 8 years in my investing journey, and it has been very fruitful. I often get into narratives and get into companies or cryptos before the rest of the market, which means you have to have some strong hands to hold on to things before the rest of the market realizes it. But that is part of my thesis, and that's how we were able to identify decentralized science. There is a clear gap when it comes to academia in funding, in corruption, in trust from the public. And I think decentralized science hits all 3 of those and really makes room for the next iteration of the scientific process and reinstalling trust into the scientific process. So that's how I was able to identify the DeSci movement and to get in so early with you guys. And it has so far been very, very smart to have done this. So I think it's just the beginning. I posted a couple, I think I posted yesterday, actually. Let's go to my profile here. About, oh, we're live on X. Bull yeah. I posted this yesterday about how the total DeFi market cap last cycle went from 1.25 billion to 200 billion. And that right now DeSci is at the exact same spot that DeFi was last cycle. We're a little bit later in the cycle, right? It was 1.25 in March of 2021. And right now we're in November of 2024. Or March of 2020. And November of 2024. So 4 years later, plus 6-7 months. So we're a little bit later. So hopefully either we see a more explosive rally or we might fall short of the $200 billion threshold that I've been estimating. I hope that it doesn't fall short, and I hope we get to see those 16,000% gains for the entire sector, because that means all of my price predictions, to be honest, on these coins are fugazi. They're all baby, minuscule. Like if we go to a $200 billion market cap, research coins probably at 10 billion plus. My minimum viable accepted price target for Research Hub, my base case is 1 billion, right? But I think we have a chance of going much higher, especially if this thesis plays out fully. We'll have, as Dr. Evil of Crypto said, we'll have at least 10 DeSci projects with a market cap over $1 billion, and a few of those over 10 billion. And I think we found them. I think we found them for sure. So the Adventures of Tintin over on X asked, what is the market cap for Poseidon Dow presale? So that is something that you're going to have to wait for the AMA, which is happening in 10 minutes to see. Don actually did just time out Dan the Man. That's funny as shit. Get wrecked, noob. Bearish on Aenta. Hey, I still own equity in the company, so please no shorting it. I still own quite a few shares from my time there. And I got a lot of the employees to buy the share package as well. So that's kind of funny. I was out there because I was super into investing at that time too. And so I was out there like, come on guys, they're literally giving us like a 25% discount on the share price right now. This is a no-brainer to just scoop up some shares. We work at the company. We see how busy it is. We got that info. Let's get going, baby. Okay, I got to go, but I'll be back in 10 for spaces with Poseidon. Hell yeah, Dawn. Thank you. What's good, Talkerid? What is good? Welcome. Hello, everyone. MK. Hello, hello. So, yeah, the Poseidon Dow sale, we're going to get a lot of information on this here in this space. I do want to take a moment to kind of give you guys this. Let's go ahead and copy this URL. Please, if you have any questions that you want answered from the space, go fill out the form for me so that I can have some content to ask. So far, I'm the only one who filled out the question, and I just asked what is the max ticket size for Pink Sale. So I figured you guys would probably be interested in that question. So go ahead and ask some of the questions that you want asked during the space. It's going to be live streamed, so we'll be face to face as well. And I want all of you guys to come over to that space, please, so that it can be a fun time, a very fun time. But let's go through for the last 8 minutes or so. Do you guys have any questions on what we want to talk about here in the world of decentralized science? I know it was a very bizarre space or bizarre live stream today. It was because over the weekend I became a godfather. And so I took some personal time to spend with my family, and goddamn, I got backed up. I got very backed up. Which app do you recommend to use to invest in DeSci? Good question. I would just use MetaMask. MetaMask or Phantom is going to give you access to everything in the world of decentralized science. Almost all of these projects are either on Ethereum, Base, Polygon, or a couple, aka Riff, Euro, and the bio token sale soon will be on Solana. So you're going to need MetaMask or a Phantom wallet. Do not go through centralized exchanges. It's just going to be a waste of money for you. It really is. The centralized exchanges have become wildly predatory. Dynex, baby. Dynex is falling off a cliff again. Dynex, I have done so many rants on Dynex, and I hope you guys understand the scope at which I am bullish on this project. It is cloud quantum computing. It's quantum as a service. They're on AWS, for Christ's sake, so that people can actually use Dynex for what they're intended on being used for, with that quantum as a service figure of it all. They also are doing buybacks, and they're going to launch a room temperature quantum chip so that people can use it in their computers starting as early as next year. And they changed around the tokenomics model so that it would be more closely linked, and some of the tokens that are used in these jobs, holy shit, jobs going nuts. Some of the tokens that are used in these monthly jobs would actually be repurposed and given out to the people who are helping to validate the network. And so AKA they're being taken out of the circulation right now. So they've revamped the whole tokenomics model to actually make it more of a scarce token. And they're doing buybacks, and they're launching that chip, and they're getting a $50 million investment round. And their job growth, look at this, December, just this year, it went from 1,000 jobs a month all the way up to 60,000 jobs in November. And that is because back in May, they pivoted to a subscription model for jobs. I could not be more bullish on the fundamentals behind this project. The token price staying depressed like this is just a gift, to be honest. This is giving us more and more time to be accumulating. I started paying attention to it back in July when it was still 50 cents. The Godfather. Yeah, hell yeah. I find the gas fees to be so expensive for ETH network coins on MetaMask. Any advice on getting around the high prices? Yeah, I would do a MEV bot blocker. And you just go on YouTube and search MEV bot blocker, MEVBOT blocker, and then use the RPC node from that on MetaMask, but be very, very cautious when doing so, because you're giving permission to something else to read and write transactions from your wallet. So do not get burned. You might just want to eat the fee and buy these things. That might just have to be the way that it goes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I know, I'm going to have to wrap it up here. I'll post the link to the Poseidon Dow space here again. Copy link. Boom. Boom. Please join me on this space. It's going to be a great time. Lots of cool things coming from Poseidon. Lots of questions that are going to be asked. Let's see if you guys asked any more questions on this Google form. Really? It's really just going to be my one question? You guys don't have any questions at all? None at all? That's all right. So be it. Tomorrow's space, Wednesday's space, we'll be back to just our regularly scheduled Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time spaces for the full hour. We'll go through all of the news that I see as relevant for you guys to pay attention to, and it's going to be a fun live stream, but I'm going to depart from this to go over and get ready for that space. I hope I see all of you guys there. We had 42 concurrent, which is pretty damn bullish, guys. Pretty damn bullish. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. Let's make science great again. Let's get some things cooking in the space of DeSci. Again, as the space title says right now, I do think this is your last opportunity to be early to something, and not just early to buying a token, but early to a movement which is going to take the world by storm. If you don't think people like, where is it? I think I bookmarked it. If you don't think people like RFK are going to get excited about this kind of stuff, you are simply misled. All right, I'll see you guys over in the space. Join the space to ask those questions, Beagle. Join the space. Peace.